There's something special about cooking outdoors. Fresh air, simple ingredients, and bold flavors coming together in one pan. Today, we're taking simple ingredients and turning them into something you'd expect from a fine bistro. Golden chicken cutlets, prosciutto, sweet peas and butter lettuce, all finished with a splash of white wine and sherry vinegar. It's fast, fresh, and packed with flavor. This is rustic cooking with a touch of elegance, so let's get started. Here's what you'll need for 4 servings. 2 chicken breasts, salt and black pepper, 4 tablespoons of olive oil, 4 tablespoons of unsalted butter, 1 small shallot, 2 cups of peas, frozen or fresh, 1 head of butter lettuce, 1/4 cup of white wine, 4 thin slices of prosciutto, 2 teaspoons of sherry vinegar. Start by taking boneless, skinless chicken breasts and slicing them horizontally into thin cutlets. This gives us that restaurant-style presentation and helps the meat cook evenly. Lay each cutlet out and cover them with parchment paper. Then gently pound the thicker end to an even 1/4 inch thickness. You don't need to go heavy, just enough for quick, even cooking over the fire. The technique of pounding meat thin, called escalope in French, has roots in European cooking, designed to make tough cuts tender and help them cook fast over high heat. Season both sides generously with salt and freshly cracked black pepper, and we're ready to sear. Now let's prep the flavor base for our pan sauce. First up, the shallot. Shallots give us a milder, slightly sweet onion flavor. Dice it nice and small so it melts right into the butter. Next, butter lettuce, super tender and just the right amount of crisp. Tear it into bite-sized pieces with your hands. No need for a knife here, it'll keep the edges from browning too fast. And finally, prosciutto. Tear it into rustic strips. Don't bother being perfect. You want those salty ribbons to crisp up in the butter and give little hits of umami throughout the dish. It's time to sear. Heat up a cast iron skillet over medium-high heat and pour in about 2 tablespoons of olive oil. Lay your cutlets down in a single layer. Don't overcrowd the pan. Cook in batches if you need to. Let them sear untouched for about 3 minutes. This is where that golden crust starts to form. Once the edges look cooked and the bottom releases easily, give them a flip. Cook for just another 30 to 60 seconds on the other side. These are thin, so they don't need long. Take them off the heat and set them aside to rest. If you're working in batches, add a little more oil between rounds and repeat. Now with all that flavor left in the pan, we're building the sauce. Lower the heat just a bit and drop in 4 tablespoons of butter. Let that melt and pick up all those golden bits left behind by the chicken. Add your chopped shallot and stir it into the butter. Let it soften for about a minute. It should smell sweet and savory. Now toss in those rustic strips of prosciutto. Let them cook for about 2 minutes. They'll get just a little crispy, adding depth to the sauce. Prosciutto crudo, the uncooked dry cured variety used here, dates back to Roman times. The word comes from Latin per exsuctum, meaning thoroughly dried. Deglaze the pan with a 1/4 cup of white wine. Scrape the bottom with your spoon to release all that flavor. It's called the fond, and it's the soul of any great pan sauce. Now stir in 2 cups of peas, frozen or fresh. Add a small pinch of salt and pepper and let everything simmer until most of the wine evaporates, about 2 minutes. Finish with 2 teaspoons of sherry vinegar. That splash of acid lifts everything and ties the whole dish together. Next, toss in the butter lettuce and drizzle in the last 2 tablespoons of olive oil. I remove it immediately from the heat so it doesn't lose too much of its structure and wilts with the residual heat. Time to bring it all together. Lay your seared cutlets out on a warm plate or board, something that'll keep the heat. Now top each one with that glossy, savory mix of peas, prosciutto, and wilted butter lettuce. The sauce is silky, the prosciutto salty and crisp, and the peas bring that perfect pop of sweetness. If this dish made you hungry, imagine cooking it in your kitchen. Simple, fast, and full of flavor. This dish only takes about 30 minutes to make. It's definitely one to keep in your back pocket. Thanks for hanging out with me today. If you like this recipe, give it a thumbs up. It really helps the channel grow. And subscribe for more wood fire recipes, rustic flavor, and outdoor inspiration. Let me know in the comments, what should we cook next over the flames? See you next time.
This tastes like rain. Good.
I like that subtle wine taste. Makes this whole thing perfect, honestly.
It's got a nice crunch to it with the lettuce and the meat, and I think they work really well together. It's quite lovely.